Pisces, welcome back for your June reading. Now, I have laid the cards out. The only thing I haven't done is the clarification, and that's because there's probably over 40 cards. So we're going to be covering your money, your general, your family, and chakra related areas. That's any blockages that are happening in your life to help you physically move forward. Definitely with the retrograde coming, things that are going to come up. Now, with your chakra, I've also pulled a crystal. Now, you're really wanting clarity on something. You're trying to gain increased clarity, peace, understanding, and improve a situation. Now, you're trying to look at the bigger picture and you're gaining clarity. And this will be overall in every area of your life. Now, with the chakra that's come up, it's all one chakra, which is super interesting. It's all to do with your connections. It's all your sacral chakra, okay? Now, this is all directly connected to your connections, your enjoyment, your emotions, your mood, any goals you have. This can be cravings as well, so be it alcohol, smoking, particular healthy food groups, whatever's coming through for you, be it balanced, overactive, or underactive. You being open to be able to do this communication, to have this clarity. You're looking at the bigger picture. So it's all, you trying to pick a spiritual path that's going to be the best for you, and you're trying to gain the clarity on it. Now, if you're wanting to meditate, you can use the sacral chakra. You can type it into YouTube. You can pick any frequency that you feel is correct in that kind of zone. And that's 417 hertz, 210 hertz, and 488 hertz. Now, I think it's 210.42, but regardless, if you type in sacral chakra, that'll come up and you'll be able to use that when you're sleeping, and it'll help clear your chakra. Now, there's obviously food and different things you can do, which is, movement, exercise, and a healthy diet connected to that chakra. Again, you can Google it. I'll try and put a link directly below. Now, in the area of money, you're trying to take correct action. Everything that's happening now is going to have a positive outcome. Everything has a degree of risk, but you're going to gain the clarity in this area, okay? Now, read the card because I feel it's important. All positive changes and successful ventures involve a degree of risk, and you are ready to follow your divine guidance to new territory. As you leave behind that which is comfortable and familiar but no longer appropriate for you, you make room for new and more meaningful opportunities. So it can be, some of you might be leaving a job and jumping into another, or you're using your clarity to choose what you're going to do with your finances, your family, and your general life, and where you're moving forward, because it's going to directly impact all areas. Now, some aspect of this you don't feel you deserve, but again, it is divinely guided. It doesn't feel like bad luck. It just feels like a change of plans. Some of it you don't want to have to do, but you feel you have to make a hard decision. And this can be a very big dream that you have, but you're really meditating on it at the moment. It will impact, the way you live, how your emotions are. And you can be looking at it could be accommodation you're looking at the moment and saying, does this really relate to who I am today? Is this really working for me? And again, I'm doing the couples and the singles, so depending on where you are, you'll be able to put the pieces in. Look at your rising signs as well, because that's going to be relevant also. Now, you're going to be moving forward. Although you're still trying to gain the clarity, you're going to be moving forward. It does feel scary. You do feel like you're in the dark about some things, but you also have to walk your truth. It might be you have to put a stop to certain ways, or you're changing things up. And again, it can be moving away from family or moving towards family. But something to do with gaining clarity might be meditation required, or the bigger picture connected to family and after the fact. It can be for some of you that you're writing wills or things like that, but it feels divinely guided that you're looking at the bigger picture collectively to try and gain the clarity. Now, in your family, You being positive, you are the key to the family, but your vibration will directly affect everything. If you come in, like attracts like, same thing. You do have an imagination towards the family unit as well. So you can see the bigger picture. You're going to get the bigger picture. It might be that the energy in the family needs to change, and it might be something that you're going to communicate with them and honor yourself that this change needs to happen. It might be the clarity also that you're getting. Your mind also will dictate how your health goes and the health within the family. So if you're coming in thinking that there's going to be conflict, 9 times out of 10 there's going to be conflict. How you relate to them at your frequency, because you're not feeling as creative, it might be that you need to change it up in the family. That you're doing different activities and you're doing something that's making you feel spiritually fulfilled. It might be connected to exercise. That's definitely going to balance your chakra. Again, something connected to food. This has been coming up for all the signs at the moment. It may be the way in which you react. A lot of people at the moment are having issues with foods. Now, this might be if you're agitated, or you might have lost your palate connected to certain foods. The way you react and interact with family, it might be different when you're eating with them or when you're directly working around them. I do feel you need to get grounded. It might be your differing views as well, but you've got to do things within the family unit that make you happy, and that can be changing it up again. But definitely you're needing to do something to create that colourful aspect in your life, because you're feeling really stagnant at the moment. Can be emotionally, you're not feeling like you want to be intimate either. Okay, you are being very private within your relationship, if you're in a relationship. You're very nostalgic of the past, and I am pulling clarifiers. But you're putting a lot of effort into it. But it shouldn't feel like it needs to be effort. You do have a great deal of love for your partner. And you are having a lot of hope connected to the best possible outcome. The energy that's crowning both of you is action. And that may be after clarity. Your partner might be doing too much. That could be overeating, overexerting themselves, overworking. They're just going overboard. They are still being cautious, and it might be because you're not feeling as creative or have that oomph this month. And again, this is temporary energy. And they're concerned. They're concerned that perhaps what they did and all these changes that are coming through, that they're getting paranoid about the changes. They are very overwhelmed, and this energy like attracts like. So within the family, make sure you do what makes you happy. You can't just regardless put yourself second. This is very important, and you are going to gain that clarity that that's important. Now between you there's a bit of doubt because there is a change in direction. You might not want it, but it's become a burden and it's causing conflict. Let's gain clarity on that. What is this conflict? I feel it could be in any area. It can be, I feel location for some reason, and a change of the way you're living. Okay, that's interesting. Now, some of you, I do feel it will be a move of house. Now, if there's upheaval, don't freak about it. Because it's divinely guided. That was the very first card you had, connected to finance. So if it is connected within your relationship with finance and the changes, even if it's looking negative, it is going to turn to a positive. There is consistency between you, but you are coming through very maturely, regardless of feeling stuck and stagnant in your sacral chakra where you are right now. That can be within the relationship or in life in general, which I'm feeling it's in life in general. Now, where you're putting a lot of effort in, there is the communication there, which is great. It means your chakra is going to start getting balanced, but utilize it correctly. Now, with this love, it might be you guys are coming together. Now, it might have been you had a temporary break and you've come back together, or you're building upon a broken foundation. It can also be that you're wanting to reconnect with other family members who are at a distance if you have children, or if you have mothers, fathers, and other family members, siblings that you're wanting to move closer to. You do have a lot of hope connected to this, but you're getting very tired of the battle and the, you know, just, it's feeling stagnant. But I feel it's a location-related dynamic, and in your general life, you personally going through a transition. Now, your partner might be overdoing it, but might not be putting work into the situation. They might be going back over old ground emotionally and verbally. Although they're being cautious and they're trying to move out of their sadness, they also know where you are. And again, I do feel it's financially. I don't completely feel it's within the relationship. For some of you, it might be a loss of hope. Your partner's overwhelmed and wanting to change everything. Now, I'm going to pull extra. It might be they've lost faith in the situation. But again, it can be located to a change financially. It doesn't have to be you're losing money. It's just, it could be you're looking at the house and saying, hey, maybe this location's no good for us. Maybe we need to move closer to where our work is or our family is. It feels like a change. Yeah, movement. That's on your partner's side, but they're not being an enemy. Now, your side. Okay, you're moving out of, you know, being stuck, and you're seeing the truth of the matter and you're being truthful, but you're putting a brave face on. And both of you are going to learn something through this process, but there's definitely a change. Now, if you are wanting to book a reading, the link will be below. I'm going to start on the singles, and I will try and add mid-month readings, but I'll try and do those large. Okay, singles. Something is coming that you're not expecting. You won't even see it coming. Again, it can be something connected to your family, your health, but it feels good. It feels like it's going to be very passionate. You're not going to see it coming. Your crown chakra. So you might not be hoping, but it's going to come regardless. So it's something that you won't see coming. You do feel alone at the moment. This person wants to share something with you. This can be a person from the past or someone you're thinking about. They may not see this coming either. And they don't currently have balance in their life, but I feel there's going to be communication. Now, let's see. Yeah, you definitely don't see this coming. It's a judgment, but it's not on your side, it's on their side, because you've got judgment in reverse. And you got that's on the seeking the truth reversed. It's someone who has matured. You also have matured emotionally and mentally. Okay? And it's connected to family, but it's more the fact that something has matured. This connection has matured. You've matured. This is crown chakra. Might have been you've given up hope. Connected to communications, no communication. Okay, so what is this outcome of no communication? Okay, so some sense of communication is making you feel nervous. It made you feel sad. You did have faith in it, but it did make you feel sad. By being alone, it has directly affected your heart chakra and your fortune. Now, this person, they want to offer you something, but it doesn't necessarily have to be money. Now, even though they're trying to offer you something and they're trying to share something, it may be a person you had a connection with that it felt like a death of the situation, or it might be from family, but I feel it's like you thought it was well and truly dead. It can be a letter from another person external. And although you don't see this coming, it's coming through. This person didn't even feel that they were going to approach it this way. They're coming through very truthfully. They may not feel balanced, but they're avoiding disaster. That can be in their own personal life. They do want to offer you love after being unwell, and they didn't see this feeling coming. And that's relevant. Blast from the past back. And that's because of the retrograde. Okay, guys, if you are wanting a private booking, as I said, the link will be directly below. These are short and sweet because I've already pulled the cards and you're not hearing me shuffle and gas bag. But again, look after yourselves, and I'll see you mid-month.